How you guys doing today? Is Lamore. Welcome to my channel. Today I have a new video for you guys and ladies. Today I want to help my viewers, subscribers, whoever stumbled upon this video today find the new trends for 2026 for fragrances. As we know, trends come and go, especially in fragrance business or in the fragrance industry. Just like fashion or anything else, interior design, things are trendy, and sometimes we don't even know we're following a trend. So I would say for the fragrance industry or the fragrance business, I would say gourmands has been dominated since the pandemic or a little bit before that. A lot of clients are coming in for gourmands, more of those sweeter fragrances. So think of Guidance, think of Delina Exclusive that has that little bit of sweeter taste. Cassili, remember Cassili from Parfums de Marly blew up. That was another gourmands. Think of Alto Astral from Byredo, which is a newer fragrance, but still a gourmand, so it's a beautiful scent. Gourmands has been dominated for a while now. So I'm seeing a little bit of a shift when it comes to fragrances, and I'm looking according to the fashion industry. So when I always say that fashion and fragrance go hand in hand because it comes from individuality or style. And when we think of fragrances, it's your style, it's your taste, just like interior design, they all go hand in hand. So don't think that they're separate. So if your style is a certain way in fashion, it'll be a certain way in fragrance as well. Or it might vary. So your style might vary in fragrance and fashion, it might vary in fragrances as well. So what I'm seeing right now, and we all know that quiet luxury is dominating right now, that more refined look, that more of a sophisticated look, clean lines, no big logos, understating, but still have a presence. And it comes from texture, quality, so I'm seeing fragrances kind of shift in that way. The same way. So I see that grandma chic is a thing now. So like more of that grandma aesthetic, that old money aesthetic for my fellas, so something like that is going to shift in the fragrance industry as well. So when clients look for a fragrance, they're going to look for a little bit something more, a little bit refined, understated, but still has some type of power to it. So when you think of fragrances and you're looking for something sophisticated, think of like that old school Parisian scent. So think of Darcy from Parfums de Marly, or Velvet Haze from Byredo, or you can do maybe a Desert Dawn from Byredo as well, or you can do possibly like one of the Privé collections, like the Tabacolor from Dior. So think of those scents when you're buying that more sophisticated, quiet luxury fragrance. Some notes you can think of as well when it comes to quiet luxury fragrances or more of a refined fragrance. Think of those subdued notes that have a little bit of projection, but it's not too aggressive, and make sure that they're combined with like the bergamots. So think of like gardenia, which is like a deep floral, oud, which is like a deep wood scent. You still can do the vanillas or the gourmands, but they'll be subdued in a different way. They won't be as sweet or candy-like. I had one client tell me, like, oh, they don't want to smell like a vanilla cake, which was very funny to me, but I did get it because as we mature and get a little bit older, we don't want to smell too sweet. We don't want to smell like a kid. We don't want to smell like a piece of cake. We want to smell very sophisticated and rich. So our fragrances will go according to that for 2026. So mark my words, people that do come in for fragrances will want more of a scent that's going to be refined, speak to the individuality, and that will shift as well. So it may vary amongst the client, but do pay attention to the wants now. And I think people are not going to go towards that sweet candy-like scent anymore, and go more of that refined, rich, robust scent that will have a long-lasting effect on people. All right, so that's the first trend I'm seeing, which is more of that quiet luxury, grandma chic, sophisticated fragrance. All right. The second trend that I'm seeing that's happening is clients are coming in and looking to tailor down their collection. I remember before when the pandemic hit, or a little bit before that, I was in the industry way before that. I was seeing clients coming in, they were buying multiple fragrances, just wanted to gain a collection, right? So they needed a bergamot, they needed something with vanilla, they needed this scent, they needed this popular scent, now they're kind of tailoring it down in their collection, and they're getting the ones that they love from when they bought a plethora of fragrances, but they're tailoring it down to more of a wow factor. So when a client come in now, they're looking for a scent that's going to wow them. That's going to smell amazing. It's going to smell different from their collection. So think of Alto Astral when it comes to a wow factor, something a little bit different. It's a beachy scent, but it still has a gourmand feel to it. It's supposed to replicate the beach in Brazil. Or you can think of like a Balda Freak Absolute, so something that's going to really stand out and be different. I just recently got Harmonious. I think it's called Hypnotizing Fire. That's amazing sense, something different, something captivating. So when you do see, or you do are going into a store and buying a new fragrance, think of that wow factor. Think of something that's going to really stand out and be different, kind of push those boundaries. I know a lot of people like to stay in the realm of whatever they like, but try a different note. It could be all the notes that you like, but maybe something a little bit different that you really didn't gravitate towards in the beginning. Smell it again. Maybe a scent that you tried in the beginning that you was like, oh my God, I don't like the scent. Now you do like it. And that's happened to me many times. I've liked a fragrance or didn't like a fragrance amongst the first time smelling it. And then I'll go back maybe couple months later or a year later. I'm like, oh, I kind of like the scent. And that is not by accident. That is your taste changing, your palate changing. So definitely try to find a fragrance that's going to wow you. All right. Now, the third trend that I'm seeing that Align clients are coming in for is going to be that kind of different type of bottle. I feel like a lot of times clients are being attracted to the bottle. I've had clients come to a counter and be like, oh, I don't know what this fragrance is about, but I do love the bottle. So they're looking for something that's going to be sculptural, something that's going to be a little bit different, because it is a piece of art, when you think about it. Even the fragrances, the perfumers, it's art to them. And then when you look at the bottles, when it's sitting on your display case or wherever it's displayed, you want something that's going to look beautiful. Sometimes you want to go for that minimalistic look like Byredo, and then sometimes you want to go for something crazy looking like maybe a what would say Bond number 9, or like a Harmonious or Amouage, something that's going to be a little bit different, Penhaligon's that's going to have a different cap on the top, so when people are coming in now, they're looking for the bottle as well. So the scent may be nice, but then the bottle has to, act accordingly depending on the client's taste, So I'm thinking about me displaying my fragrances, and I always put the ones that's kind of be a little bit more captivating in the front, as a bottle wise, and then in the back I have the ones that's going to be a little bit different. It does go by height as well, but you definitely want to clients are coming in, and people are coming in for fragrances that have a nice bottle, a nice look to it, heaviness to it. The quality is great. You kind of could take off the cap and it has a little bit of weight to it. That means something. You're not going to buy a fragrance that has a cheap cap or a cheap bottle. You want something that's going to stand the test of time, so you want something that's going to be long lasting, made with great materials, great hand blown glass, so I'm seeing that trending a lot now. The bottle means a lot. All right. So that's the three trends I have for you today when it comes to the fragrances for 2026. Let me know if I missed anything when it comes to fragrances for the new year, and what you're seeing as well, because I know it will be a shift in wants from 2026 and beyond. We won't like the same things. Things are changing now, even more, especially with AI and the things that we like and we're seeing. I'm feeling like people are going more dormant now. They're not showing as much. They're not revealing as much. They're more refined and sophisticated. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking about the new trends, and we kind of could debate and talk about that as well. And give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. And okay, again, I forgot. Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Many more videos to come, and subscribe if you want more. All right, peace.